Ready? Well, good afternoon, teachers. I really appreciate this time. I really appreciate the time you take to listen this conversation. For me, it is a pleasure. I give you the welcome. I'm here to explore this engaging and effective board game called Active. I hope that you can find it both fun and useful for your pedagogical practices. That is the idea. Well, I am the designer of this board game, and well, let's explore it. Firstly, I have a question, but it is a rhetorical question. I mean, you don't need to answer it, only if you want. Tell me one activity that you have implemented or you have used or maybe seen that really helped your student to remember vocabulary. Do you have any idea? You feel free to shout it out if you want.
But I wouldn't say that just one activity. I would say that a set of activities. Maybe when you're mixing a study, you're always recycling vocabulary. So you usually give them matching exercises. Then you give them a text with the same vocabulary that you put there, and then you ask them to write something related to that, so that way they can recite the vocabulary. They can remember it better. That's it.
All right. I really appreciate it. What about you, teacher? What is your name, please?
Okay, so this was Juan David who replied, and Juan David said that it's not, for him, it's not only one tool or one activity, but the recycling of different activities.
Okay.
As a scaffolding strategy. And I agree with him. I think that's very important to not only use the vocabulary in one class and then forget about it. No, like to connect it and keep using it in the following sessions. Now, that question is difficult because, I mean, to find one activity where I can say that the vocabulary is well assimilated or well practiced, I think it's tough. I think one of them could be like a memory game, or simply the matching of the word with the definition. That's very clear. And then connecting that with an activity where they apply the vocabulary learned in a sentence. Yeah. So for example, if you learn 10 words, okay, try to write one sentence using each word. That would be what I suggest.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Your name, teacher, please?
Yeah.
Sebastián and David. Juan David. Thanks. I really appreciate how practical your answers or your approaches are. Thank you very much. Well, I didn't introduce myself at the beginning, but it was on the invitation. My name is Nelson Mejia. People who are following us virtually, and for you too. My name is Nelson Mejia. Well, and those are wonderful ideas, but today we are here to explore the effect of this board game on students' vocabulary. And I will start.
I have a suggestion. Isn't it better if we're here so you can just look at it? Otherwise, people look at you there, they're going to be looking on the side.
The thing is that it's wider on this distance.
Okay, so letting go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Well, thanks for the suggestion. Well, I want to, before do the activity with the game, I invite you to explore an article that I wrote in cooperation and collaboration with some teachers. One of the teachers is Clyde Jensen. We were writing an article about the game. And the name of the article, it is called The Effect of Active Board Game on Vocabulary Retrieval. Take into consideration the word retrieval, because we will focus on that word during the presentation, and take it into consideration, please. So I will give you some understanding and in advance what retrieval means. It is to recall information or bringing back information that has been already stored in your brain when you need it. That is retrieval. That is called active vocabulary. Well, I will explain through the article. I'm not going to do it deeply because I'm going to teach you, to show you the game, So, but for me, it is important that you know about the article, that paper, and well, the objective of the study was to explore and describe to what extent active word game affect school 10th graders vocabulary. Was in a public school. I have chosen something about the theoretical framework. For instance, the definition of vocabulary. Can we minimize this, please, Christian? Thanks. Thank you very much. Right, it's good. Vocabulary is a fundamental component of language learning and acquisition. According to Cambridge Dictionary, it is defined as all words that exist in a particular language. And vocabulary can be classified in two different types. We have active vocabulary that is connected with the productive skills, like speaking and writing. And passive vocabulary, they are connected with the receptive skill, listening and reading. Yep. Well, some information about that's important to know how the game works. Learning vocabulary is still a challenge nowadays. It is not easy to teach vocabulary. I mean, it is students, they are complaining about how to learn vocabulary in context appropriately, etc. There are two main types of vocabulary learning strategies that we use. One of them, it is, we can call it, let me check this. One of them is cognitive memory. Well, explicit vocabulary that is more conscious. We are teaching more conscious, and implicit vocabulary that is more natural. Game definition. It is okay to know what the understanding that we have about what a game is. It is a rule-based activity focused on cooperation and competition too. And it is called gamification when those activities, they are applied out of the traditional context. We call that gamification. Teaching vocabulary using games. An author whose name is Domus, 2010, he identified or proposed 4 types of learning vocabulary strategies. One of them is metacognitive. It is related or refers to critical thinking. Social learning by interaction, cognitive, mental processes, and the one that I want to highlight today, that is memory or mnemonic. Yes, that is the one that is the game about. That's why I'm highlighting mnemonic. It is to link new words with previous unknown concepts or images. In that case, with images, you will see how it works. Well, how does memory work? I am not an expert about that topic, but when I was investigating about the article, it is important to know those, that terminology. Working memory, it is the temporary information. Semantic memory, they are related with the facts and concepts about the word. And episodic memory, those are the experiences. When we have the capacity to give information about past experience, last vacation, etc. And the same author that I mentioned previously suggested or highlighted 3 critical stages in the memory learning process. Number 1, it is encoding. That is the first initial process of receiving information. When we receive information, it is transformed to the way that our brain can store it. Number 2, it is only receiving information encoded. That is number 1. Number 2, it is storage. That is receiving that encoded information and pass it to the short or long-term memory. Number 3, that is retrieval. It is important that because it is when we have the capacity to recall or bring back the information when we need it. For instance, when we are talking about a game and we need the word game, so the brain will retrieve the information from our memory because we need it in that moment. That is called active vocabulary. because passive vocabulary, it is the words that we use to understand, etc. Active vocabulary it goes beyond. It's another step. Yeah. Well, the research question was, how does our game called Active affect a school learner's vocabulary? It was conducted in a public school with 32 students, and the data collection instruments applied were a questionnaire, was a pretest, during text, post-text, lesson plans, an interview, and peer observation. The procedure of the lesson, there was a warm-up, an opening, playing, and closure. All the procedure will focus on the game, using the game. And the findings, at the beginning, there was in the questionnaire, we found that most of the students have some preferences about learning English through games. That was in a public school. I am looking forward to seeing more investigation, maybe at the university. That's why I'm inviting you today, because we need to explore more scenarios. And that's it. Also, skills, they were worried. They thought that was very challenging to learn vocabulary with 33%. Well, you can see the other skills, those about their worries about learning or challenges to learn English. The pretest result, vocabulary retrieval, where the students, they were required to translate a list of words from Spanish to English. That is, they have to activate, use active vocabulary. The result, they were very poor. Only 10 of 32 students passed, taking into account 3. That means 60%. I took some excerpt. I understand some words in a text, but cannot remember them when translating. Vocabulary acquisition through the active word game during the test after each lesson, because it was applied a test after each lesson. The students were improving progressively. That was an advance. It was really good. And at the end, there was a final test where with 2 versions. In the number 1, in the final oral test, all 32 students scored about 10% in free with all of the 57 nouns. And the nouns, they are in the cards. I will take the time to show you the cards and the features and characteristics later. I will show it there because they want to see. And something that was really surprising for me, it is when the student receive a clue or a cue with the images. All the students scored about 90%, and 20 scored 100% of the images. They were a total of 57 images, and they have the capacity, they did it to recall or to name with the precise and accurate word that it deserved was related with the image. Well, there were some emerging categories like enjoyable and learning environment. Well, we have the conclusion that active word game aids or helps in vocabulary consolidation, learning, memory, following the stages encoding, storage, and retrieval. And also there were some emerging categories like related with motivation. Well, that's it. Well, that is about the article. Maybe if you want to explore more about the article, I can send it to you through Christian. Well, now let's play. That is what you are waiting for. Because I didn't want to start the conversation playing directly, because it is important to know, especially because it is designed for teachers. I mean, it's for all ages. Many people can play it, but it's especially designed for teachers. Maybe there are another similar games on the market, but that one, it is adapted. It is designed especially to teach. Okay? Well, let's define what is active. It is a versatile game designed as a memory strategy that promotes vocabulary learning, cooperation, maybe competition, but friendly competition. I have to clarify that. Some benefits, some of them were proved through the article.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
There is a professor that's got a question there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
would like
right.
to know, I would like to know if you programmed or if you designed this game, or is a game that we can
Excuse me,
find
could
in
you
the-
speak louder, please?
It's not here. It's the area here.
Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, thanks. Now it's better.
Okay. So before you continue, I would like to know if that program was designed by you or a group of people that you are involved, or if it is a program that is easily to find in the, I don't know, in the merchandise,
Okay, all right.
the market, yes.
What is your name, teacher?
Days.
Days. Okay.
Days.
Thank you for the question. I really appreciate your participation. Well, yes, the game, the physical game, was designed by myself. Yes. Even we wrote an article with a collaboration with other teachers, but the game was designed by myself. Okay, I am the designer of the game. After the presentation, we can talk. If maybe you are interested about the game, you can contact me and we can talk. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Bye. Did she listen? Well,
Yeah, she's.
Okay, good.
Yes, yes, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, good. Thank you. Well,
you.
some benefits, boost vocabulary retention, improves active vocabulary. You know that I already explained the difference between passive and active vocabulary, encourages meaningful learning, enhances social skills. And well, let's explore the features that we can find in the active game. Okay, of course, you will manipulate active, you will see it, but I will show first that active, there are 55 cards, okay, with some elements. I will show you the cards. Maybe you can take one. Meanwhile, you can take one, teacher. And on the way, you can take one. And the cards, you can see that the cards contains 8 elements. And it is written as a clue, spelling or a spelling clue, the words of the elements, not the pronunciation, the words, because as this game is designed for teachers, our role is to teach pronunciation, spelling, and other things. Well, that we will explore it step by step, steadily. Okay, well, also there is an instruction card about how to play. You can see the instruction card right there. Instruction card. There is only one. I have to show the instruction card. Well, and also we have wheel cards. Do you remember the word? Have you ever seen wheel cards? All right. Comodines, yes. Yeah, that is to diversify maybe the game. Well, thinking about how to diversify the game, I added that element, okay? And there is a manual, and of course we have a digital platform that we will use it today to introduce and to explain what is the main goal, or the main objective of the game. Then we will play it physically, but at first, as there are people connected virtually, I will show you a platform. The platform is not in the final stage. I am working with engineers and they are improving it because well, it requires money and many things. Well, yeah, and social networks, especially in Facebook. Okay, well, there are 3 different versions. In that case, you have the mixed version. There are no specific category. We have different elements. But previously, I printed some version, animal version. and vegetables and fruit version. But the one I think that is more useful for teaching purposes, that is the mixed one. Well, anyway, those are the cars, the wheel cars. Okay, those are the commodities, the instruction card, the manual, and that's the platform. We will play it. You can see that one of the cars on your right side, it is a little blurry. That was intentionally. Well, and in social networks, I have some something in Facebook. Tell me.
Why do you call it that? Active method?
Active.
Okay, yeah. Why do you call it like that? Like Active Bello, your
Active
website, your website. On the previous slide,
Okay, the previous slide.
Active Game Bello.
Okay, but that is a link. Well, because the link, it is, I mean, I have the possibility on the platform to create some codes. So if I have the opportunity to sell my game to an institute, university, I will provide them with a code. In that case, that is one for Bello because it was a public school in Bello, but I have the possibility to change the name.
Okay, I completely
And
understand.
I live in Bello.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Well, now how to play? Christian, we can get out of the presentation and go to the website. Give me 2 minutes, please. I will explain something and then you click validate code. Well, I'm going to explain the main purpose of the game, not the pedagogical purpose, because the pedagogical purpose is with the cars, physical cars. Well, what is the main purpose? It is to find and identify quickly the common element between the two cars. In that case, you have one car, but there you are going to see two cars. Each card, they have 8 elements, and there is always, you are going to find an element in common, or a common element. That's it. When you find or you identify the element in common, you are going to say it aloud, apple, guitar, etc. So you have to do it as fast as possible. Okay? Well, that is the intention. That is the main purpose of the game. And then I will show you how we can do it in the classes because there are more strategies that we can use there. Okay, Christian, you can click on validate code, please. There are 14 seconds. What is the image in common? For instance, David and Sebastian.
What does it have in common? Between the two cars.
Yeah, between the two cars. What is it? Can you find it or not?
2, 1, pensar.
Well, let's try it. It's a little bit blurry. It's the pen. Well, it is demanding because it is on platform. Okay, and it is with time. When we play physically, we can set the time, etc. Let's start. Let's do it again. And here we go.
The padlock.
Padlock. Okay, you got it. That's it. And you said you click on the padlock here and the padlock there and confirm.
I got it.
And restart again. What is the image in common?
Okay. The wheel.
The wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, wheel. Wheel. Okay, confirm. Okay, and we can play. That is to introduce the game. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you, Christian. We can come back to the platform, please. The platform of the presentation, the slides. Well, now, what happens? It's not working now. I have turned it off. Well, how to play it? I think that it's okay that we use the table. I invite you to sit around the table, please. And that is the most interesting part. I am so sorry about teachers who are online because you are not going to enjoy it as they are going to do it, but well.
No worries, no worries. I am going to enjoy Juan's playing.
Because
Okay.
he knows that I speak a lot.
Well, see, let me set the stage for you. I will take them for the moment. I will
I am on TV.
take this out.
You are succeeding.
I am succeeding, yes.
Finally. This. Okay. Well. Sorry, Christian. This is okay. Well. Okay. Even we can do that with the cars. They are really good. The materialist, the tarot. Are you serious? Okay. Well, they are flexible. Well, let me tell you before explaining the steps to play that as it is a versatile game, teachers they can use their imagination and the creativity to adapt the game across the language skills. It is not only about vocabulary. Initially, we are going to play the traditional way, that is to improve vocabulary and to have fun. But when the students advance, when they have activated vocabulary, we can proceed, we can advance to more demanding activities, including spelling, asking questions, phrases, pronunciation, etc. You will see how versatile the game is. Okay, well, each player or student is deal as many cards as they want. In that case, we are four players. Okay, but we can decide. Okay, let's take 2, 3, 4 cards. Let's do only 2 cards to try. But each player goal is to run out. Well, initially, each player cards are placed face down. You are not going to watch it for the moment. This is for you, and for you, and for me. Okay, well, for the moment, okay, I have to repeat that teachers, they can use imagination to do it in many ways. Okay, that is very versatile again and very flexible to address different students' needs, okay, and different language skills. Next step is the dealer flips 1 card from the deck. That is the deck. We have the deck here, and a leader, we can choose a leader. In that case, Christian, you are going to
Should I what?
yes, and show everyone the card. Okay. Then simultaneously, all of players flip the top cards. Not yet. We can, even as a teachers or as a leader in the group, we can pronounce the words. For instance, do it. Door. Put it here and let's watch it. We have Bill, door, 7,
One thing,
pen.
we have to focus on the whole thing or just the big one?
No, all of them
Okay.
for the moment. Okay, that is the card that we took it from the deck. Okay, and we have even when the students they are playing, through cooperation and the friendly competition, they learn from each other because they are pronouncing. Even if there is a leader in the group, okay, you are going to lead this group. Maybe you know more about the pronunciation of the word. The teacher is around. Teacher, how do you pronounce this when they are doing the review? And well, let's suppose we are doing tire, light bulb, helicopter, pen, elephant, door, bill, and number 7. That is the card that we are studying in this moment. So next step, it is simultaneously. We are going to flip the top card of the own stack. You are going to flip this, you this, and me this, but
Simultaneously.
Simultaneous.
Simultaneous, you can count, you are the leader.
Let's do it on three. 3, 2, 1.
Higher.
Orange.
Joker.
When you have the joker, you have the wild card, you have the possibility to say whatever you want. So you have the advantage.
I am the leader now.
But as you didn't know, I say it first. Okay. What happens when the objective is to say as fast as possible? That was what Nelson in that case
Many words.
did. And no, always there is one image in common.
Okay.
But I identified it first. What is yours, for instance? Light bulb.
Light bulb.
What is yours?
Elephant.
Elephant. What? Well,
wild
wild card. But in that, what happens? What happens? The winner of the round, only one round, rounds out one of the card. As this, I was the winner in this round. I put it down, and while the others place the card at the bottom of the stack, you are going to do this, and this is next.
Gotcha.
And this is next. Okay, and we do it again. What is the final objective? It is to run out of the cards. But that is the winner. All right. Well, let's try it again. Christian, take one.
Well, he won. He beat me.
Okay.
So he should go ahead and do
Should I just put it there?
I'm not going to participate in this because I want you to do it. Okay.
Should I just
Well,
put it there, right?
Yes, and check the elements. Let me show the public. This is the next one. Sorry, and this. Leaf. You can do it, David.
Okay, leaf, bicycle, hammer, knife, flower, pen, spoon, 9.
Number 9. Okay. So simultaneously, Christian, you are going to flip the card on the top. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. You have the
Okay.
3 jokers.
Flower.
Knife.
Flower.
First, knife.
Flower.
He said first, flower. You are very slow. You have the joker. You can say whatever you want. Okay, flower.
So you have.
He was the
I
winner.
have to actually.
You put it here, and you continue with this until there. Well, I will give you
Yeah, please.
two more cards.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and this you are about to finish. Okay. Well, let's stop for a while. For the moment, we have emphasized the game about vocabulary, but as I told you before, there are more demanding activities that the teacher can promote in the class to maybe to make the activities or the class more dynamic, or to achieve or reinforce learning objective in the class. And let's do it a little bit more complex. So the person who say the word, who identify the word and shout it out, he's going to spell the word. Okay? If he fails, or she, well, in that case, he fails, nothing happens. You start again. Let's do it. Okay? Well, it's your turn, Sebastian. Yes, Sebastian.
Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Please,
Yeah, this one.
please check the words.
So I'm going to read it out loud. We have a card 28 contains hammer, drums, suitcase, book, gift, light bulb, cup, and bed.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So count to 3 and simultaneously. Oh, I will do it for you.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh my god. 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 No.
Which one?
Bed.
Bed. Yes, it is here.
No, I don't have it. Okay.
I like it.
Spell it, please.
B-E-D.
D.
So difficult. Very difficult.
Ask a question using bed.
Okay. What time did you go to bed last night?
Oh my God. Okay, around 2 p.m. AM, excuse me. Well, that's what you can do. So it is very flexible. You can adapt it and play it. The key is to play it as students can activate vocabulary, initially the vocabulary, and then when you see that they master the vocabulary, you can add more demanding activities.
Yes.
Okay. Even you can work or focus on pronunciation, spelling, grammar tenses, as the teacher Sebastian asked a question in simple past. They are talking about past experiences. Well, what was your last experience? You read last night or something? What time did you go to bed last night? Etc. So I designed this game thinking about how to engage a student. That's why I call it that was engaging in that context. That was a public school. I use it not every day because they already mastered the vocabulary. The students who I teach public school. But any new topic that I start, I use the game because teacher, let's play the game. So we are working comparative and superlative. Well, give me a superlative with the word bed. You use an adjective and that encompasses with the word bed and give me a superlative, a comparison, etc. That is what I'm doing in my classes, and I'm looking forward to exploring more context and more information. Of course, I encourage you to acquire the material, to use it in your classes. And of course, I really appreciate the time and the space that the coordinator and the academic leaders gave me to share this educational engaging tool. And I encourage you to use it. Anyway, if you are interested about the game, you can contact me. This is a pedagogical space. I can't talk about prices here, but as I am the designer, I really truly appreciate that you take into consideration this material. Maybe for a university repository, they can use it here at the university for the students. And well, it's different because nowadays you see that technology is pretty good. We are using artificial intelligence. It's really good for classes, for some platforms, they are okay. But the cohesion that game have in social skills, it is really good. It is very adaptable. We can use it. Well, that was.
And it's very practical because it's not a big board game. It fits in your backpack. You can take it easily to, because for example, Christian knows that I have my collection of board games, but they're not this practical. They're big board games. I have to go to my class with a big thing, and this is very nice, very nice. I have, first of all, congratulations. I think it's very nice, Nelson. I have a question.
Yes,
So,
of course.
do you use this with the entire classroom, or is it possible to fraction the deck of cards in several groups? You know, like, can we play simultaneously with several?
That is what that is what I do. Well, the thing is that usually we don't have tables at the school. We have the chairs, but we can do it on the floor. Okay, I gave you. It is very adaptable. Maybe groups of 5 or 6 students. They are going to play one active set for this group, or active set for this group, and I divide them by groups.
You divide the deck of cards
Yeah.
equally. So if you're going to put them in 5 groups, you just give them like 10 cards per group of.
Per group.
How many cards is there?
There are 57 with the white cards. 57 and 55 only about elements. Well, yeah, the students, they are asking me for the game, but before playing the game, we have to be sound very clear about what is the objective, what is the aim of the game, because it's not only playing for playing. Okay, there is a purpose, there is an aim when we are playing. Even on the social networks and on the platform, I have the slides about image one by one, but the teacher is going to teach first the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and then they will play. They play 15 minutes, students stop, let's check the vocabulary, okay? And then you add more demanding activities, and it is very adaptable. And well, that was a result in the pandemic time, because we have time. In that period of time, we have a lot of time. I was thinking about something different, and well, now was the result. I started in that period of time, and last year that was the last version. Okay.
Nelson, once again, thank you very much for sharing all this active game. It for sure makes honor to its name. I was just wondering if you have applied this with the PIFLE students. If so, how did it go?
Well, I did it virtually because, well, physically I don't teach. I don't have
Oh, yeah, right.
groups, but hopefully I will get at least one group, and I want to try. I think that was in English with English 3. They want to stop. Teacher, let's do it more time. Well, we have to do some different things. But the point was that I didn't teach the game isolated. So if maybe they identify an orange, we were talking about simple past review. Okay, when did you eat an orange? Or did you eat or did you drink orange juice or something? I was asking something that was connected with the class. That is what we have to do, I guess.
Awesome. I don't know if you guys there have any questions, comments for Professor Nelson. Oh, well, there is a question here.
Okay, thank you for that clarification, Nelson. So you have used your game with our PIFLE courses or PIFLE students, but in the virtual modality. Good. My question is similar. I'm going to ask you the similar question that I asked, but in virtual mode. So do you send them into breakout rooms and each group of students has access, or have you tried it only like the entire group, like playing it?
Okay.
Teacher led, or do you give them, or have you tried doing that? You understand? Like in breakout
Yeah, I
rooms?
got it.
Like-
Yeah, in that case, I did it with the entire or the complete group, because that is virtual is with a code, and each code it has a cost. So I have only one code
I
for
understand.
playing with the group. Anytime that I create a new code, it is a process. Okay, it is. Well, so I explain teachers and institutions and public schools and friends that the platform or the virtual game, it is support, but the focus of the game is physically.
Yeah.
To do it physically, I have to clarify that. But of course, I am open to the technology paradigm. We have to include it in our classes, of course. But well, that's a combination, and well, I'm trying to explore more scenarios, and that's why I'm here.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your listening.
I would like to congratulate Professor, because I know that that is a huge work to invent one board game that is not very easy at all, and everybody understands that. And I would like to know two things. First of all, you said at the beginning that you wrote an article with another teacher. So that means that this board game was developed in an academic context. I mean, so that you were studying a master's degree or an undergraduate degree, and you wrote about that board game, and you studied about the board games, the use of board games in the English classes. So that is my first question. And the second question is, this game is very similar to a board game that I saw some months ago. My nephew has this board game, a very similar board game. So I don't know if it was taken from that idea, from that board game, or what could be the difference between the board game that you propose and the board game that is in the market for children, and that is something that is just with drawings and pictures, and is not necessarily for using to learn English, but that is more a memory game.
Okay, thank you. What is your name, teacher, please?
Deisa.
Okay, thank you. The same teacher. Well, regarding question number one.
I'm the only one, actually.
Okay. So sorry for that. Well, I'm so sorry
Nah,
because I
don't
want
worry, don't worry.
more people listen.
Yeah.
Well, regarding question number one, yes, it was conducted in collaboration with a teacher. his name is Clyde Jensen, because he also teaches in a public school, and we wanted to know the effect of that game in a public school. But I am the designer. I have to clarify that I was the designer of the game, but the teacher helped me with the implication, educational impact in the public school, because we conducted the game in a public school. So the teacher helped me with some interviews, and of course with investigation, with the theoretical framework, with many things we were working together. But I am the designer of the game. I have to be honest and to tell you that. Number two, yes, I think that you were talking about, there is a game that is called Pillow. That is the name. That is the name
Yes,
of
that's right. I didn't
Okay.
remember the name, but
Okay.
that's the name, yeah.
Okay, yes, you are right. I have to be honest, and I have played that game before. When I was applying the interviews or the questionnaire, and I identified the students' need, I was thinking about a game that engage students' attention, engage them in the class. So I took the main objective of the game about how to play the game. That is what we can see in the pillow game. But the big difference, that is the question that you are asking, it is that, well, there are many differences. Number one, that the images, they are real images. They are not about cartoons or imaginary or images. They are real images that facilitate learning. And number two, that they have the spelling clue to facilitate students to link the pronunciation of the spelling of the word with the image. That is how memory strategy or mnemonic strategy works. Yes, to link the new words with the previous concept or the previous or the known or familiar images. Okay, that is a big difference, because this game it was designed or was taught to use by teachers. Okay, it is not only for having fun, but we can have fun. It's for all ages, of course. But in that case, I adapted to play it in the class with a pedagogical purpose, and well, that is what I have to tell you, teaching. Okay.
Okay, so I couldn't see the pictures before. Not only the pictures, but the names for each picture. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's one of the main differences between your proposal and the pillow game. Mhm.
Okay, and well, and that is about. It was in the questionnaire. The students at the school, they did in a Spanish class, they were naming the most useful in a, it was in a test. I identified the most useful nouns that they use in the real context, okay, about animals, fruit, element at the school. So I took the images or the elements taken into consideration students' need in that public school. But well, there are different versions. That is as I told you before, that is the last one. And that is, I call it mix. That is the mixed version. You can see that there are different images, animals, school objects, etc. Well, thank you, teacher, for your questions. You let me think a lot.
There was another teacher connected.
Okay.
Jaime Navas. Mhm.
Jaime, I thought that he was left.
Her questions always make people think. I know her.
All right.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
thanks, Juan.
Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations, teacher Nelson.
Yeah. Thank you, Jaime, for your desires and wishes.
Yeah, once again, thank you very much for your time, for sharing this wonderful and active game, as we mentioned. The invitation now remains for us to try it out with our PFLE courses to see what it goes. And this is my very last question to you. If you were to try this, would you guys be willing to also try to prepare a paper based on what the students are gonna, how they're gonna use it? Would you guys invite some other colleagues to join and try it out and then discuss it and see the different purposes?
Well, that is
Compromising, I know.
no, I was thinking about that before presenting the game. Okay, I want some alliance with teachers. I want to talk to them and investigate. Well, you know that investigation it is aligned with teacher. We have to investigate anytime. So
Idea.
I am open mind to investigate.